No, you'll slide away.
You're addicted. Oh my god, she hated the song when I first gave it to her, and now she's like obsessed with it.
I can't stop now.
Hey, Alyssa.
Hey, Sam.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right.
So today we've been recording and filming and editing and we've been really on the creative train. And this morning we woke up and we were like, ooh, running dry. The well's dry. So we took to the house to see if anybody else had any ideas. And Matt suggested that we answer some, just hard-hitting questions from the internet. So that's what we're doing today.
I hope you all enjoy this content very, very much. Not even just today, but this past 2-3 weeks, we've been doing nothing but recording and editing. I haven't been editing. You've been editing.
But, we are one, so.
Yeah, that's true. I feel your pain. So I'm going to pull up some questions from Reddit, as the French call it.
I don't think they do.
This is a great one. What is something that makes you say, man, I fucking hate people?
Oh.
Where do we begin?
Buckle up.
Yeah.
Okay, I say this a lot. I do have a really hard time.
I actually do hate people.
I don't know, man. There's just so many things that irritate me. They're all pretty not petty, but not important. But a big thing that really bothers me is when people are in the advanced green lane and they leave a giant gap between cars. I understand you don't want to be tailgating, you're trying to follow the rules of the road.
Yeah.
But you're going 10 kilometers an hour. And that's probably 5 miles an hour. I don't know. But are you really worried you're going to fender bender somebody if you aren't a semi-truck distance away? You need to let everybody who's trying to turn left during that advanced green.
Yeah, I feel if there's any time to tailgate, it's then.
Let's get it going. That thing is a 15-second, and then I'm going to sit there for 5 minutes waiting for the next one.
Every time I go through a yellow, I watch behind me and I'm like, you bold fuckers. Because there's a lot of times where I'm like, yeah, should I get this yellow? And then I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go through it. And then there's 3 people behind me that go through it too. I'm like, okay, you guys are definitely running reds. There's no fucking way. That shit's been stale yellow. That is the fucking dried mustard of the fucking of the road.
Okay. Next. So
this is an entire episode in and of itself.
Yes. The other thing I hate is when the general public, who may or may not be experts, I don't know, try to tell other people how to do their jobs while they're doing them.
Are you talking about the internet?
No.
Because that's what the internet is. Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you context here, okay? I was living in Toronto. I was at a Loblaws that sold liquor as well. And I was in line. I think I was just buying beer or something for dinner. And there was a guy 5 people ahead of me. And it was a pretty long lineup. We were all standing in line for quite a while, but it's it's a Loblaws. There's one person who has their license to serve alcohol here.
What is Loblaws?
It's a restaurant, not a restaurant. It's a grocery store. It's a, I don't know, superstore situation.
Okay.
Yeah. So this guy finally gets up to the front or whatever, and I think he's been complaining in line. I can't remember. It's all a blur now. I blacked out, but with anger, with rage, and he gets up there, and he was visibly of age, but I think in grocery stores they're really, really strict about IDing. But in general, that you have to get ID'd to buy liquor. That's just how it is. If somebody asks you, you have to present it.
Well, and someone's not going to miss out on millions of dollars of revenue just because you're offended.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the only ID that he had was his Nexus card. And
oh, yes.
Yeah.
The most colloquially known ID.
So the person, the cashier who was ringing him out was oh, I just have to check. She didn't even deny him, okay? She's I just have to check with my manager because I'm not familiar with this form of identification. So, and she was being really nice. And he was are you fucking kidding me? This is fucking ridiculous. This is You're so entitled. He was like, this is the most hot. I have a Nexus now, okay? It's
easy peasy to get.
He's like, this is the most highly regarded form of identification. And I was like, cool flex, bro.
Jesus Christ. It's basically like an advanced go for like fucking airport security. This is not like...
It's not like you have to be like the Queen of England to have a Nexus card.
What a fucking loser.
Yeah, and so he's like going off on this poor woman, and she's like, I'm sorry, sir, like I have to, double check. And I worked in, liquors, food and beverage forever. And even if we got an out of country ID, we had to bring it to a manager because we don't know all the IDs. Like, I don't speak every language. We have to make sure that we know where the birth date is on those because there's so many different dates on identifications. And so I would always just say that, I'm so sorry, I just have to bring this to my manager really quick just to because they actually have like the rubric or whatever of all where the birth dates are on the on the different identifications. So it's like a totally normal
thing.
Yeah, that she was doing. So I actually did speak up and I told him to settle the fuck down. And everybody in the line was like, yeah. And everybody started cheering. No, I'm just kidding.
Everyone was clapping me on patting me on the back, and then I got all my liquor for free, and then now I'm a VIP customer at Loblaws.
I think I said something like, dude, if you need your liquor that bad, maybe you should have come prepared or something like that. And he just looked at me so shocked, and I was like, oh, fuck yourself. Anyway, that makes me hate people when people are absolute dickheads for no reason.
To put it lightly.
Yeah. What else really makes my skin crawl? What about you?
Yeah, I mean, my whole life is dealing with shit on the internet. So I would say people on the internet 9 times out of 10. Because I think, and it's kind of the same thing of someone who thinks they know so much better. One thing that's always grinded my gears is people being like, well, if I was in this position, and it's go for it. If you were in this position, you do the same shit. It's just, yeah.
I've learned that.
Yeah, honestly, I remember we've had so many conversations. I've had so many conversations with Alyssa over the years, when she was working in normal,
food and beverage,
yeah, normal people jobs, not this lonely existence. And you were always oh, I would just say whatever I want, and I would blah, blah, blah. And I would be fuck you guys. And I was I don't think you would. And she was no, I would. And then the second you're on the internet in this capacity, you're I'm really sorry, guys, because I'm not a biologist, and
I've admitted my wrongs. I'm not too proud.
Yeah. It goes downhill real fast. Oh,
you
Lord.
can never know a situation until you're in it. I'm going to keep saying it. I should put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. That's merch.
Yeah. Everybody asking for merch, I'll just put that on there.
Yeah. But yeah, I would say people on the internet just thinking they know so much better, or just the fake outrage and shit like that. Because there's people that are actually vying for real causes that matter, and I'm not even talking about everyone's so sensitive. I think that people are rightfully sensitive over a lot of things that we should be sensitive about, but there's people that they do not fucking care about what they're talking about, but it's that's the small contribution they can make to the cause. Do you know what I mean? There was this chick that I posted a photo when I was at the aquarium years and years ago. And this was kind of before, I mean, maybe not before, maybe before I was aware of it, but people at that time weren't really up in arms about zoos and aquariums and stuff like that. So it wasn't something that was on the top of my mind. But anyways, posted this photo at the aquarium, and someone commented being you claim to love animals, but here you are in a place that encaptures them, or whatever, all this shit. And I was that's weird. And then I went to her page, and it's sorry. She had just taken part in a barbecue cook-off. So she was holding up racks of ribs and shit like that. Raw racks of ribs, being you claim you love animals, but you're looking at jellyfish inside a fucking cage. And then I went to her page, and I'm what are you talking about? It's just Oh God, like it's shit like that I'm like, you don't fucking care, but like you just feel like this is the moment where you can get a fucking like thumbs up on your comment, so like you take the like chance to kind of thing.
I do feel, I don't know, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like eating meat is different than like putting a whale inside a swimming pool.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't like.
Well, yeah, I know how you feel because you're vegetarian. But.
Yeah, but like I think that I don't agree with the people that are like, you can't possibly love animals and eat meat. I don't necessarily agree with that, right. But I think that many of us like enjoy viewing animals and we still love them, and we didn't recognize for a long time that zoos were wrong, or like and I believe that there's people that love animals and still eat meat and stuff like that. I just think more so like the irony of her being like as if she's an advocate for animals kind of thing.
And there you are chomping away.
Yeah, like it's just like you don't even understand like the irony of like what you're trying to get across, basically.
Oh, yeah. There's so many people like that.
Yeah, but like it's just like that is the internet in a nutshell. Like people that like don't practice what they preach, like you can tell they don't care about these things. Like this is just them saying the one thing that can like...
People who don't practice what they preach. I think that's like the... all-encompassing thing that that's fucking annoying. It's like, dude, shut up.
Yeah, like so many people always this is like a joke like among influencers. Anytime you get some like hateful fucking like the most horrible like just like spit on your channel or whatever, every time without fail you go to their page and it says God first. And it's just like, it's, or like some shit like females supporting females, like stuff like that.
And like hating on you.
But it's like, it's not even just like a like, oh, I'm disappointed in this. Like the shit where they're like, you fucking cunt, bitch. Like just like crazy shit. Like them like being like, I'll kill your fucking family. Like crazy shit. It's always someone that's like, God first. Love my family. Love my hubby.
Positivity only.
Yeah, like good vibes only, shit like that. Like it's always some shit like that in their freaking bio.
And you're like, is it?
Yeah.
Is it good vibes only?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had, now it's just a story time. I had that so long ago. There was a chick who commented on one of my photos and was like, you're not pretty. Just not even like original, just like, you're not pretty. And then she had, her last photo that she posted said, everyone is beautiful.
Good.
Then I literally, this was when pick stitch was a thing. So we're going back and I pick stitched a photo of like, I don't know, this is kind of mean, but I had like 5 followers at the time, so I feel okay about it. But I pick stitched.
I wouldn't do it now that I'm on the
Well, it's kind of like calling somebody out, but it feels less when you have like 5 followers. Anyway, there was like, I posted the picture of her caption, the picture of her comment, and then me on the bottom being like, confused face.
Yeah.
She never commented back.
God damn it.
Yeah. Or maybe she did comment back. I can't remember now.
There's been so many times where people have commented like some like hateful shit, and I'm like, I'll like respond back saying anything. Like either like I could be like calling them out back, or I could be like, oh, sorry about that or whatever. But like people always end up being like, I'm so sorry. Like I comment to you all the time saying I love you, and like this is just like I'm having like a bad day, and like what, like they always fucking backtrack. It's so rare that people like stand by like this weird fucking like shitty comment they left. Like this one time some chick was like, I think she just said like something like I'm fat or something like that, and I was like, that's rude. And then she was like, you're right, it is. I'm really sorry. Like that was like, was just like oh, you really weren't like standing by your convictions there.
Yeah, like we're people too. Damn.
Oh God.
How did you feel if somebody called you Tubby?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not nice.
Oh Lord. Okay, so that was question 1. Ooh. What was your why are you booing me, I'm right moment?
I don't know if I have one. Well, I might have one. When I said that I wanted to put the intro song in the podcast.
Oh God. Alyssa was like, I really want to put the intro song in the podcast. And I'm like, but what are we going to be doing? Like just sitting there being like, like I'm like, are we just gonna be like sitting there waiting for it to be over? Like,
I thought we could do this like, I'm mouthing the words,
but every time we have to pretend we're on Friends.
That's my dream.
Okay.
Seems like you're always stuck in second gear, stuck in the traffic jam with Alyssa.
Anyways, so many of you have been complaining about the intro song not being in there that we're thinking about it.
We're thinking about it.
Thinking about it. I don't know if I have a moment like that. Why are you booing me? I'm right. Let me think about that for a second. People don't boo me often when I am right.
Right.
When I'm like right. If it's something that I'm like, kind of on the fence about. They only boo me when I'm freaking not even trying to make a statement at all. Poopy pants. What do you strongly suspect but have no proof of? You just let me know when you're ready to open the floor to this conversation.
Like, get comfortable. The moon landing was a hoax.
But she's not joking. That's the worst part.
I don't know if I'm ready for my feelings to be known yet.
We were trying to come up with content, and I was like, we should do conspiracy theory. Like, everyone loves conspiracy theories. And she was like, yeah, there's some I actually believe. And I was like, oh? And she was like, well, like moon landing. Like, we didn't land on the moon. And I'm like, go on. And she's like, well, this and this and this. And then, like, she's like pulling up videos, like trying to like show me the moon landing.
And it's like, most of the videos were like, moon landing conspiracy theories debunked. And
then she's like, not that one, not with that. I'm trying to like scroll past it.
I don't know. I don't have any proof, but do we have any proof that we landed on the moon?
I haven't looked into it, but I think we do.
I don't know that we do.
I mean, we can research it on one episode.
I know. I just want to disclaimer this. It's been a long time since I delved into my conspiracy theories. So I need to rehash all of my research
before you really commit to being a moon landing denier.
No, I'm still committed, but before I'm ready to debate.
Oh, okay.
I watched so many documentaries when I was growing up about it that, like, I don't know if you can ever, that's like a fundamental part of my childhood. I don't think that you can, like,
you can't erase what's built in.
No, yeah.
That's like part of your genetics.
Connective tissue and etc. So that.
Moon landing. Got it.
Yes. What about you?
Oh, what do I strongly suspect but have no proof of? Basically, like, I believe that the government does a lot of fucked up shit, pretty much. Like, I believe that they purposely keep people sick, especially in America.
Oh, wow.
Like, I believe that for sure, because, like, the medical industry is such a huge, like, financial part of, like, America's makeup, basically, that, like, if people were healthy and, you know, like, there wasn't so much shit in their food and crap like that. Like, part of it, I think, is definitely that, like, it's cheaper to put in, like, preservatives and fillers and crap like that, rather than using, like, good ingredients that have nutrients in them. But I also believe that it's in the government's interest to keep people...
That's a conspiracy.
It kind of is, and I'm the leader of that.
You believe a conspiracy. I just want that to be known.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So I'm not so crazy after all, maybe.
And I wouldn't even go as far as to say I don't have proof of that. I mean, I feel like I do.
Where's your proof? Lay it on this table.
Did you see Lil Nas at the frickin' VMAs?
No.
He was like, I just have a couple words, and he like took out this scroll, and then like it like fell to the floor like this like huge like list. Shit, it was awesome.
Was it like a skit, like a joke?
Yeah, it was just.
Oh, I like that.
It was a big JK.
I like that. I want to get invited to the VMAs.
Yeah, I don't.
What, really? If we got invited to the VMAs, you wouldn't go?
If we got invited,
yes,
I might, because I feel like you'd be like, come on. But if I got invited alone, I would be like, oh, no. I would pretend I didn't see the email.
Really?
Yeah.
What if you had a +1? Would you do it for me? No. She wouldn't do it for me. That's the boundaries of our friendship are being laid.
It's just that, like, there's been so many PR trips where I've gone because someone's been like, come on, like, well, so much fun. And then, like, I get there and it's like, they go out drinking and having a blast, and I go back to the hotel room and I'm like, why did I come?
And here I am sober.
Yeah. This is true.
I think it would be so fun to get all this is the thing though, is we need to be like rich so that I can afford a dope dress and like a hairstylist. Maybe you would do my makeup. Maybe, I don't know. Possibly.
Who knows? We'd have to get like
to bring Nolan out.
We'd have full on hairstylist. Like I would need Michael Costello to make me a dress, like a true influencer. Like just the whole thing.
Yeah.
Ooh. You are given an infinite budget to have the brightest 30 minds alive to work for 30 years. What do you want them to do?
Global warming, environment.
I want them to do global warming.
Let's
warm this bitch up. Let's do some global warming.
No, okay, so I would section them off. Okay. So I would
oh, you're like ready.
Yeah. So I would take 10 and I would focus on like climate change and like how to only use like renewable resources and stuff like that. And so they would be working on that. And then I would take
in their corner.
Yes, in their corner. And then I would take 10 to figure out how we as a world can end like world hunger and stuff like that. So how to how to get all of the
I think that ties a little bit into climate change, but we can get into that another time.
Yeah, I mean it could. Yeah, so I would get them to do that. However that may be, like whatever they might need to do that. Like if they decide that we all have to go vegan or something so that we can whatever, but they're the 10 top brightest minds, so I think they could brainwash us if that was what we needed to do. And then the next 10 would be working on medical research on like just different, maybe I'll pick like 10 different diseases because these people can create their own do you know what I mean, like workforce, because they're the 10 top brightest minds. They can probably find a team.
Oh, so you're gonna have people underneath them as well.
Yeah, it's like 3 teams of 10.
So it's kind of like they'll bring someone and then they'll get 2 friends and then they'll get 4 friends and then
so I'm creating an MLM.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
and then I'll name it LuLaRoe.
So these 10 people are now working on different like diseases, I guess, how to cure them, or just in general, like maybe like putting us into different bodies, like putting our conscience into different bodies so that in case yours fucks up, like mine sucks. Like, you know, I wasn't born with a, like, not like physically, but like internally, you know what I mean? I got a lot of shit going on. So it would be nice if you could take me and just like put it into a newer, better model.
Okay.
So
that started off a little rocky for me. So like maybe like climate change, cancer research, and then like putting like my consciousness into another body. Oh, the main ones. The main issues that plague this earth.
I think that that's a pretty good use of resources, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, okay.
What about you? Where are your 30 bright minds?
I would say that I would direct basically all of them to climate change. And if we figured out like a task, like we figured that out and we were like, okay, this is solved now, then I would be like, hey, let's move it. I want the full 30 powers.
Oh, okay. Right.
No
MLM. Happening over there.
I'm not segregating them. They're not going into different corners and bringing on teams. Okay. They can bring on teams if they want. I mean, I don't know. Okay. But yeah, I think I'd put them towards climate change and then carry on from there.
Okay.
Maybe we could talk about it as a group. Maybe we can decide the second task like as a like group.
Yeah, like a mind map situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because if it only takes them like 15 years to reverse it.
What if it takes 2? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, they're the brightest minds.
They're the brightest minds. 30 of them.
I still think mine's better, but it's fine.
Okay. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Someone said, what have you accidentally invented in your mind before you realized it already exists in the world in the same form?
Oh. What did you invent?
The amount of species that I thought I discovered as a child, honestly. I thought I discovered moths.
No.
I was like, it's like a butterfly, but it's not. It's dusty. Yeah. I was adamant. And then there was like a couple caterpillars that I found that I was like, I've never seen this color before. I must be the only one. Like, I don't know.
What a precious soul.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that I was
young.
Yeah. 22.
Yeah.
No, and I was pretty young. Because like when we lived in like Kelowna and stuff like that, we like lived like on a mountain basically. So there was like always some kind of fucking wildlife in our...
Cool.
So
I actually have an exact object that I thought that I invented.
Okay.
And I was quite young. I think I was in like grade 8 or something like that. So I was like 14. And I'll tell you the whole story. Okay. So I was at my friend's house and I was making eggs. And I burnt my thumb on the pan. And I was like, oh, gosh, like I need like a mitt of
sorts.
Yeah. And so, no, not a mitt of sorts, but like, I was like, I need like an ice pack or something to like put on my thumb. And, oh no, has this been invented? What? I can't tell. I can't remember now because I know that the burn gel.
But you're also not supposed to put ice on a burn.
Okay, listen. Yes, you are.
No.
I want to. It feels better. Anyway, don't ruin my story. No, the name was already taken is what it was for a burn gel. So I wanted to call it Burn Aid.
Oh, shit.
Like, you know, Band-Aid?
Yeah.
I wanted to call it Burned Aid. Okay? Stay with me. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to create basically a Band-Aid. And then in the little like cloth part, I wanted to put a tiny little ice pack. So you know those ones that like you hit and then they turn cold? Mm-hmm. I wanted to make a tiny little one of those so that you could wrap it like around a finger. Say you got like a tiny little burn, I don't know, on your leg or something. And then you just like hit it before you put it on. Turns cold. You put it over your burn. Boom. Burned Aid. But when I was working this, so I thought about this for a very long time. I one time told it to a cab driver and told him never to tell my secret. I don't think he did. I don't think he did tell my secret. He also gave me one.
Maybe he's a billionaire CEO.
He could be. Maybe he's the one who created it. But he also told me.
You dumb bitch. I already have that. It didn't work. This one cab driver.
He told me one of his secrets as well, which I have actually to this day never told. Oh no, I told my dad, but I never told anybody else, and I still won't. You'll never get it out of me. But yes. When I was working at Cactus Club a long time later, something had happened and I had to go into the first aid kit. And I reached and found this bottle. What was it called?
Burn Aid.
Burn Aid. And it was a gel to stop your burns from burning. And I was like, yes, I was really upset. I texted my dad. And I looked it up and it was like trademarked for like 2007 or something like that. So it was like a long time before. Like it wasn't like somebody found out about my thing and then stole it.
I also I thought at one point that I wanted to make a sink that like would, because you're supposed to like wash your hands for like, I think 30 seconds or whatever, and then like soap and then like another 30 seconds. And I wanted a sink that would like automatically wash your hands for 30 seconds and then dispense soap, like stop dispensing water, dispense soap, and then like start dispensing water again. Oh. So you wouldn't have to like, so it would be completely touchless. Like you wouldn't have to like touch the soap thing.
Wow.
Which I don't know if that exists, but if it does, it's mine. And you heard it here first.
Same with mine. I actually want to like look up on the computer and see if that Band-Aid thing was ever like created.
I just don't think it would have been because I don't think it's good to put.
I think it is. Aren't you supposed to ice your burns?
No, because so have you ever taken like a hot glass out of the dishwasher and then put cold water into it?
Yeah, and then it breaks.
Yeah.
So
you've burnt your hand.
Yeah.
And then you're putting really, really cold water onto it or really, really cold whatever onto it. And it's like the same thing. Like it's like too much for your skin.
You're supposed to run it under cold water.
I just don't think that's true. What I've actually heard is that you're supposed to do it under like lukewarm water. Because it's the same thing with sunburns. You're not supposed to do like cold fucking shit on it.
Yeah, probably because it'll blister, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
There's flawed logic, but yeah. Is it wrong to buy 2 slices of cheesecake for you and your spouse, but once you get to the car, you decide to eat them both and never tell him or her about what they almost had?
Have you ever done something like this?
No, this is just a question.
Oh, okay. No, because I think that the intention was nice, but if you get there and realize that what you really needed in your life is 2 pieces, then that's for you.
What they don't know can't hurt them. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
There's been multiple times where I've gone to get cookies and then like I eat the majority of them and then I come home and I'm like, I got a cookie for you. And I say I got 1 cookie for him, but I actually got 8.
Now he knows.
Yeah.
I used to, sort of similar, but not at all. I used to, when I would like go somewhere for lunch with people or something like that, like Wendy's per se. And if I was like in the drive-thru, I would order an extra burger and eat it beforehand because I had a really big appetite growing up. And then pretend that I never had that burger, and then I would have like my bag of food and then I would eat with everybody. Because I was embarrassed that I had a bigger appetite than everybody else. So I would like eat my
to shame eat your burger.
I would eat my junior bacon cheeseburger and then I would
eat my second junior bacon cheeseburger.
With everybody else, yes.
All right.
A little food shame.
If people died doing what they love, how would you die?
Acting, I guess.
Question mark?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I love a lot of things, but like maybe like taking a bath. I guess.
All right.
What about you?
I'd probably die like walking through the woods or something, which would be like a good way to... My body can immediately give back to the earth.
Okay.
What childhood skill do you miss having as an adult?
Oh, the splits.
The most applicable skill, obviously.
That's so cool. I miss being able to do the splits so much. I'm shocked how many times I've pulled that out as a party trick.
Splits?
Yes. Like it's
Wait, you pulled it out as a party trick?
Okay, listen.
So, relax.
When I would like, there's so many times that people are like doing weird gymnastic shit at parties and stuff like that.
So sorry. You recently lost this. This wasn't as much like a childhood skill.
As like late 20s, yeah.
Well, you're not in your late 20s yet.
I almost at mid to late 20s, I guess. Can't do the splits anymore.
So what was this, like last year that you lost the ability?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, I think that probably if you're only like a year rusty, you could probably just stretch or something.
Okay, fuck.
I don't think that like all like is lost.
Okay, let me think then. I don't know, like sleeping anywhere. Miss that skill. What about you?
I would say like not being afraid of things, because like even up until I was like 18, like I was like, I just would do things without thinking and not worry at all about like, well, what if this doesn't work or whatever. But now I'm like ridden with fear.
Yeah.
In a way that I never was before. The splits. If an 8th deadly sin was added to the original 7, what are some possibilities that this new sin could be?
Well, I don't really know the 7 deadly sins. What are they? Gluttony, greed, lust,
Pride. Hold on. Okay, the 7 deadly sins are lust. Look at this photo that I pulled up specifically. I don't know if anyone will be able to see that. Lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, pride. Sloth shouldn't be on there, frankly.
No. What's another word for dishonesty?
Why not dishonesty?
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be an 8th sin.
Yeah, okay. I agree with that. I'm on board with that. Ooh. How would you feel about a law that bans radio stations from playing commercials with honking/beeping/siren noises in them?
How would I feel about it?
Yeah, even music, though. I hate when music has, like, sirens in it. I'm always like, fuck.
Yeah, dude, it drives me nuts. Stop doing that.
It's very rude.
Artists of the world, stop it.
Ooh, what mind-blowing but simple facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime?
Please read that again.
Give me one simple mind-blowing fact.
I don't know that I have any. I don't know if it's mind-blowing, but penguins mate for life.
That's my mind's blown. It's crazy.
Otters hold hands so that they don't lose each other.
They also keep their favorite rock in their pouch, their belly pouch.
It's pretty cute. I wonder how gross those pouches are. Like, think about a kangaroo's pouch.
Well, a kangaroo's pouch actually apparently has like sticky shit inside of it so that their roos don't fall out. So it'd be sticky and furry.
That's so cute that they put their little babies in their pouch too.
It is pretty cute. Like, I don't know.
Kind of gross though.
Cashews come from a fruit.
Really?
Yeah, apparently so.
That's what fruit?
Strawberries.
No.
They don't grow inside the fruit either. They are on top of it like a ridiculous hat.
Oh, that's cute.
It's strange. Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. There's a museum of anthropology in UBC where there's a statue of not a statue, but like it's like the bones of a blue whale. It's fucking crazy.
We should go there.
Sure. right now.
I have a story off of that.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, we should do a podcast one time where we get like prompts. You know how in improv they play like that reminds me of. Mm-hmm. We should do that. Like that reminds me of, and tell stories based off that way. That's a good idea. Anyway. I have a story about that. When my mom and my dad were in Hawaii for their honeymoon like eons ago, my dad had met this other guy, and they were just like, you know, all hanging out on the beach, whatever, and they were like trying to swim out like really far and stuff like that. And then my dad like got bored or whatever and came back in, and then this guy was like still out there swimming around, you know, doing his thing. And then all of a sudden my mom just like saw him like paddling back as fast as he could, and they were like, what happened? And this guy like had the like apparently the wildest expression of just like he's like, whale. I guess he was like out there, like he was past the buoys and stuff like that, like past where he should have been. And I guess he like just turned around and saw
there's like a whale like
no, but this is what's like crazy and what made me realize how big whales were. He said that he saw like a big like white blob or whatever, and he was like, that's weird. So he was like swimming towards it, and he was like, it was so big, like it was just so weird. He realized it was a fucking eyeball.
Ooh.
But like because they're like whatever whale it was, it might have been a blue whale, I'm not sure, like I don't know the Hawaiian like sea habitat ocean thing, but I guess the eye was so big that he was like, what is this? And it was a fucking eyeball.
Jesus.
And because they're so big, like if that whale just like opened its mouth, like the force would have pulled him in.
Yeah, when we were out in Mexico on like Matt's parents' boat, and they have like a like little boat that you can take out and stuff. And there were so many blue whales everywhere, and one like went right underneath our boat, and it was fucking massive. Matt was like shitting his pants. He's like, should we move? And I was like, just let me look at this.
Did you see its face?
It was like going upside down kind of thing, and then it kind of like flipped back up.
That's so cute.
Yeah, it had babies with it. Yeah. There was actually, we saw tons of like little calves with their moms out there.
How big were the calves?
They're bigger than, they're not like as cute as you would assume them to be.
Because they're pretty big.
Because they're pretty fucking big still. It's like a little like school bus.
Is it?
No.
Oh.
No. What would I compare it to? I was going to say the size of a whale, but.
Okay. But like the size of like a killer whale?
Let me look it up specifically.
Okay.
The calf weighs about 2.5 tons and is around 7 meters in length.
That's big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue whales' calves drink 380 to 570 liters of milk a day.
That's a lot of milk.
I did not know that whales produce milk.
Neither did I. Where would they produce milk out of? They don't have little...
Their tails have straws that come out.
I wonder where it would come from, though. Look it up.
I don't know. Dude, I was watching this documentary the other day. First of all, I got a telephoto lens for this like trip that I'm going on. And so I was talking to Matt about like, I was like, I just don't fucking understand how people do wildlife photography. Like, how are you in the right place at the right time? Like, some of the photos that people capture, like, it's just incredible. And like, anytime we watch like documentaries and stuff about wildlife, just the footage they get, it's just like, how? And so we were watching this documentary about the behind the scenes of how they get that footage. And it was like so fascinating the whole way through. It was so interesting. And then it ended with like these, like not manatees, but,
stingrays? Manatees are not like stingrays.
No,
I thought I was thinking manta rays.
No. Like, what are those big, like they have the big tusks.
Oh, walrus?
Walrus, yeah. It was like all these walruses that were climbing up this mountain because normally, like to rest basically, like they would climb on top of icebergs, but like because all the icebergs are melting, they are climbing up these mountains. But then the issue is when they try to come back off to go back out, they can't slide off into the water. So they were tumbling down this mountain and dying, and this beach was filled with these, because they don't know any better and they can't stop, so they just kept jumping off and dying. And then like this woman was like crying, and she was like, it's just so sad, like it's just so sad, like they're just not built for this. And then the documentary just fucking ended. Like, and the ending was just, they just kept showing this footage of these like little blobs like tumbling like,
Oh,
like,
where's our 30 bright minds?
dude, it was so sad. Like, it was just like, and then it ended, me and Matt were like, what? What the fuck? Like, super like, there, because there's so many moments that were uplifting, because like they took sometimes more than like 4 years to get this footage, like to get 1 minute of footage.
Really?
Yeah, like some of the photos of like Siberian tigers and stuff like that, because they're so elusive and they're really, really sensitive to like humans being anywhere in their space. So they had to put up these trap cameras, they're called, which are just literally like cameras tied to trees pretty much, and just take footage all day, every day for 4 years. And then they had one that like the lighting was like incredible. Like it was like the sun was just coming up and there was like this beautiful sun flare, and this like Siberian tiger walked like right past the camera and looked like dead into the camera and shit. Like it was amazing.
Who watches that footage of like just a tree?
This like group of photographers basically, and then
because you'd have to watch like all of the footage.
Yeah. And so he had come back and he had, I mean, you could go through really quickly because like you'd be able to see if there was a tiger there or not, obviously. But he had like come back to check, and he started like crying because he was so happy about the fact that like he finally got this footage kind of thing. And he was like, it's just amazing. Like, it's just amazing. Like, and it was like so uplifting, so like precious, just really, really cool to watch. And then like just these walruses tumbling to their death. It was horrible.
I want to see so many animals so bad that those people who like adopted that lion really young and then sent him out into the wild, and then they go back and the lion like hugs them. Like
Relax. Do we need to move that?
I think we might need to. I'm gonna break a lamp in here. Anyway, it makes me want to cry because I just want a lion to hug me.
We were hanging out yesterday with like our little friend. He's like 9 or 10 or something, and he was like, do you ever just like love an animal so much that like you want to like travel to where it lives? Like, that's like his motivating factor for travel.
Yeah, I do though. I just want to be in the same country.
Ooh, this could be juicy. Do you feel like there should be a law requiring parents that receive child support to supply the court with proof of how the child support money is being spent? Tough call.
I don't think so. Because I think that there actually is stuff in place if you want to like see how your other spouse is like spending the money or whatever. I'm sure that there's like something. And I just think that would create such a bad dynamic. It would just make things so like toxic, because then every cent that you spend on the kids or whatever, you have to make sure you track it. And I just think that creates such like a hostile, like having to like.
I also think though that because like then would people just get into pissing contests over what they think is frivolous or not?
Right. Exactly.
Like if you like put the kid in like basketball lessons and that was something you guys argued about when you were together or something.
Well, my dad used to get mad at my mom for like stopping at McDonald's for a treat for us. So it's like, okay,
yeah,
relax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think that you should have to supply that. I think that I don't know. I think that it is hard, like with child support and stuff, to even come up with like a number because of inflation, especially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's hard. But I don't know. I just think that it's, in a perfect world, everybody would be like amicable enough to be like, okay.
Yeah.
But obviously it's not a perfect world.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I would say generally no. I don't think that that's needed. I would say if there's cause to believe that the one parent is, like, for instance, spending that money on drugs or whatever, then I think and I'm sure there is, like, some way of doing, like, an investigation where, like, they're on, like, probation, essentially, where have to. Because
then I feel like you could fight for custody and then the other person would have to supply you with.
Yeah.
Child support.
Would you ever be, like, a trial patient in a medical experiment?
I wish, but no, because my body is already so...
You can't take it.
Fucked up. Yeah. Because even I have universal blood donor type, and I really, really want to donate because I believe in, helping and saving people's lives if I can. But it does lower your immune system for a very short amount of time. And I'm just like, it's not stopping me from doing it, but I am just so worried. Like I want to get to a point where my body's healthy enough where it could bounce back from even that like little immune system like suppressant.
Yeah. I would literally fucking piss my pants giving blood.
Really?
I fucking hate needles, dude. Like, it makes me ill just thinking about it.
Yeah. I should actually, because I read that online that it suppresses your immune system, but I should talk to like an actual healthcare professional to see how much, because I really would like to give blood actually.
I'm sure there's going to be one in the comments. We're both blood type O.
Negative.
You're O negative?
I thought you were O negative.
And you're O positive?
No, I'm O negative.
We're both O negative.
Yes.
Well.
I think I've also read that O negative is usually a creative type, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Oh, really?
I was actually really proud when I found out I was O negative.
Why?
Because I thought I was AB positive my whole life.
One time I texted my mom, just being like, what's my blood type? And she was like, in all caps, why? Like, everything's fine, Michelle.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that my mom told me I was like AB positive, and then I found out one time I was O negative, and I'm like, I've been living my whole life wishing I was O negative, and here I am.
I've been living I wake up every morning, the first thing that I think about is that I wish I was O negative.
It is, and that I was a twin.
It plagued me.
It did. I always wanted to be a twin and be O negative. I'll never be a twin.
What if she's keeping from you that you were at one point also a twin?
Lisa. What if you have a twin?
I don't know.
A psychic did tell my dad when he was young that he had a third child, that he was going to have a third child. What if it's my twin?
Uh-oh.
Mom.
Mom, can you check?
I did. I wanted to be a universal blood donor. When I was in grade 7 and I found out that O negative was a universal donor. And
these were your priorities as a child.
Yes.
Twinship and O negative blood type. Oh. Hold on.
What was that question even? How did we get on to blood type?
Because I asked if you'd be part of a medical, yeah.
Would you be a part of a medical trial?
I don't think so. I'm not a gambler.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of something like that being the reason I fucking die. But also because, like, I'd be scared that, like, they're saying it's for one thing, but it's actually for something else. Mm-hmm. And I also think that I would be... I think about this every time I read, like, any kind of trial where they had a placebo. I would be so fucking embarrassed if they gave me the placebo and I was like, this totally works. My hair's going like crazy. And they're like, you took sugar, ma'am. You took sugar for 30 days. I'd be like, damn it.
If I had say I had cancer, because my dad was looking into this when he was sick, and I knew it was terminal, I would try all the trials for sure.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I think if it was a scenario like that, I probably would as well. But if I was like perfectly healthy and I was just strapped for cash or something,
right?
I don't know. But would you like donate your eggs or anything like that for money?
No, I actually know somebody who did that, and they got really, really sick.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, they had a really bad like infection and stuff like that, and it was really, really bad.
Crazy. I've also heard that it's like wicked painful.
Yep.
Bizarre.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody like has a lot of trouble recovering, but she had like some serious.
Have you watched The Bleeding Edge?
No.
You need to.
What is it?
It's a documentary about the medical device industry. It's the bomb. It's so crazy, this shit. You have to watch it.
Okay, yeah. Aside from, I just want to elaborate because it's not just because it's painful, or that like somebody I know had a bad thing. I just don't think I would, because I don't think that I would ever be able to know that something that has my genetics and like was inside of me at one time, even though it's just an egg, I couldn't live with the fact that I never like met that person. Oh, really? Yeah. Would you?
No, because I'm scared of needles and I'm sure I would have to get them at some point. But I that doesn't bother me personally. I don't think that would bother me, because like I think that like if someone's needing an egg donation, it's because like they so desperately want children, and I don't think it would like upset me to know that like there's a part of me kicking out there. I'd be like, keep doing the damn thing.
I think it would. I'd want to know them at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will donate my eggs, but I want to be friends with them.
If you for some reason couldn't have kids, like your eggs weren't viable, I would I think donate an egg to you.
One. I would donate a singular egg to you. You got one shit.
I mean, we'd have to come up with like terms and conditions of this egg.
I want to know them. I want to be there for their 18th birthday.
Yes. I would want them. Yeah, I would want to know them.
All right. Well.
Oh, I don't know if I could though, because then would I feel like I missed out?
I had your child?
Yes. Would I? I don't know. And then I'd want to like parent them and you'd be like, this is my kid. And then we wouldn't talk anymore. We'd like grow apart. I don't know. It might just be too much for us to handle.
This is really going down like a windy path, considering that this is an absolute hypothetical.
Considering you didn't ask me for my eggs.
And I'm pretty sure that I have viable eggs. I could be wrong, but like...
I'm sure you do as well.
And then we won't talk and then like won't be friends anymore.
I don't know. I think that's a really hard thing on anybody's relationship.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh. I was thinking you meant infertility is hard on people's relationship, not the chance of you giving up an egg and then being upset about how they're parenting their kid. That would be hard on anyone. Okay. What's an oh shit moment where you've realized you've been doing something the wrong way for years?
This isn't the wrong way, but until I was 13, I thought that the remote control was called the phaser.
Oh, you actually thought it was called that? Because I remember you calling it that, but I thought it was like a cute thing.
No, I thought that's what it was called. You know how there's like clicker, channel changer, remote control, phaser.
I don't think I've heard many people call it a phaser, but I remember the first time I was staying at your house and you were like, "Can you pass me the phaser?" And I was like, "Excuse me?" I was like thinking you're like talking about some like laser beam you have in your house. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I'm pretty sure it was when I became friends with you and Ashley that I found out it wasn't called the phaser. So I must have been 50. Because up until then, all of my friends just went along with it, which is, I think, it just perpetuated this idea that phaser was in fact a correct way to call them remote control. And then I think you guys called me out on it one time and I went to my mom and I was like,
Mom, have you been leading me astray?
Well, no, I think I probably did it in front of you guys or something. I was like, Mom, they don't know like what the phaser is. And my mom was like, well, yeah, only our family calls it the phaser. And I was like, what?
First my blood type and now this, Mom.
And the phaser came about because my dad and my mom used to watch Star Trek together. I think it's Star Trek. I don't know. We came to the realization that I know nothing about Star Wars and or Trek yesterday. But anyway, one of the two. I think it was Star Trek. And they have phasers or whatever in that. And so my dad and my mom would call the remote control the phaser as like a cutesy like couple thing. And then obviously they raised their children and they continued this like cutesy little thing. But they never fucking told me that it was a cutesy little thing. I just have been going around at people's houses calling it the phaser and looking like a dork.
I do also have to point out that up until like approximately 2 weeks ago, you thought that it was hazardous to have your cell phone out in a gas station.
That's not fair because I'm sure so did the general public. There was somebody who got mad at me when I was 17, when I was at a gas station and told me that I shouldn't be on my phone. And my mom's like, to me, saying that I shouldn't be on my phone. And I was like, got back in the car. And yeah, they thought that the static or whatever from the phones would light the gas station on fire. And apparently it's come out in the last couple of years that there's absolutely no danger of that.
I was pumping my gas and Alyssa was like, what are you doing on your phone? And I was like, I am on Twitter. And she was like, that's dangerous. And I was like, it's not. And you were like, it is. Google it. And I was like, I will. And I'm like Googling it and you're like, fine.
Anyway, whatever. So that wasn't really an oh shit moment, but it was more so like a, well, fuck. What about you? What have you been doing wrong?
Going back to Nexus. God damn it. Okay, so Nexus is like this card, basically, if we didn't explain it properly earlier. It's this card that you can apply for so that when you're going through the border, you can get like, it's like an expedited line kind of thing, because like it shows that like you know what you're doing and you've gone like you've had a criminal background check, blah blah blah, whatever. So you get this card that essentially lets you skip the line. And one of the things when you get your card is that you have to get an eyeball scan. And so I have had my Nexus card for about 3 years, and my eyeball scan has never worked. So when you go up to the machine in the airport, you like say yes or no to all these security questions, and then you look into this mirror, and there's a green dot, and if you back away or you're too close, the green dot turns like orange or red, and then like when you're at a good distance, it's green. So my scan never worked, and then I would always have to go back into the other line. It was like super pain in the ass, and I kept being like, fuck, like I need to go get my eyeball scan redone, whatever kind of thing. And every single time I went, I would try and line my eyeball perfectly up with the green dot. And then the last time I was going through the Nexus line after 3 years of doing this, I was like, I wonder if the green dot's just supposed to go in like the middle of your forehead. It's just supposed to go in the middle of your forehead.
Yeah, because you're supposed to look at the green dot. Like this.
Yeah, well, I thought I was supposed to line it up perfectly with my eyebrow, so sorry for going a step above. But yeah, and then like I was like, I wonder if it's supposed to go in the middle of your forehead. And then like I went into like put the green dot in the middle of my forehead, and it was like, thank you. And I was like, for fuck's sake.
I'm surprised nobody told you ever.
But I didn't think I was doing it wrong, so I didn't think to ask.
Right.
Like I would just be like, the eyeball scan didn't work, because it doesn't work all the time, so it can't be just me doing this.
Right.
So if you also have Nexus, don't you worry.
It's not just you.
maybe try standing in the middle. I don't know. Okay, this is my last question for you.
Okay.
What do you feel like is a good weakness to mention on a job interview? Love too much, care too hard?
I don't know. I think an honest one is a good one, because I think that
Lost a job for that reason.
Oh yeah, that's true, you did. That you don't like to clean.
Okay. I used to work in my parents' deli, and I was going to go get a job my dad fired me all the time from the deli, and I was going to get a job at a pizza place. A fucking pizza place, okay? This is how much of a failure I am. I couldn't even get a job there. That's why I'm an influencer. Panago, you are the reason that I'm the way that I am.
I worked at Panago.
Yeah, well, fucking rub it in a little bit, okay? Fucking. But I went into this pizza place, and I was doing the interview, and I thought I was killing it. And then he was like, what's something you don't like about your current job? And I was like trying to think of something that like anyone would say, and I was like, I think at first I actually said nothing really, and then he was like, well, you have to like give an answer. And I was like, okay, I don't love cleaning. No one fucking likes cleaning that much. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, thanks so much. And then I fucking didn't get hired because I said I didn't like cleaning.
But are you sure it's because of
yes,
that?
Because
maybe you weren't killing the interview.
No, it's because, how dare you? I was. It's because a friend of ours, Morgan, worked at that pizza shop, and she fucking told me that that's what the manager said to her.
Who knows? Morgan could have been fucking lying.
She wasn't.
Whatever.
Anyways, what weakness would you mention? Honest one, sure. Didn't work for me, but whatever.
I just feel like people can see through when you're like, I just care too much. You know what I mean? Like that's bullshit. I would like not hire somebody just based on that.
It's an office line.
Oh.
It's always an office line.
Anyway, I would probably say that sometimes, because it is honest, that sometimes I struggle with a work-life balance, and it's something that I'm working on.
Oh.
So like leaving work at work and like not taking it home with me and stuff like that. That's probably what I would say. But I would say if that's not true for you, then don't say that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well,
I've only been in one job interview and I failed it, so there you have it.
What, you didn't have to apply for Bylands?
We it was like a family thing. Like my whole family, aside from my dad, worked at that plant shop.
Really?
Yes. So it was kind of like I went in and I was like,
and then you worked at Bylands.
Yeah, and she was like, you seem like you could find your way around a tree or two.
Sell some dirt.
Yeah, I knew so much about dirt, dude, when I worked there. I could tell you the fucking breakdown of the dirt. Anyways, you guys, that is everything for us today. Thank you so much. This was beyond pointless. Bed Bath & Beyond pointless.
Thank you for allowing us to have just like one chill, fun, just...
We're making this sound like they're like holding it. Thank you for allowing us to have one fun one. They're like, go back to turmoil.
Whatever. Thanks for just having us here. Okay. Bye.
Bye, guys.